Lance Hawkins.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
How you feeling?
I'm a little tired, but I'm here.
You're ripping and running, man.
Yeah, but you know what, Swift? Those gummies work. Those little like elderberry, vitamin C, the sleep, the calm.
Yeah.
I got these gummies from CVS from Ollie, and you know, based off of the last 5 days, I shouldn't be here. I should be laid out somewhere. But I've been taking these gummies and they've been helping me stay calm, stay alert, and sleep.
Nice.
And so I can notice a difference. I gave you some. I don't know if you noticed a difference. So
Right now I went straight to bed after this.
Yeah, man. You know, the supplements, they, depending on what's in them, will definitely help. I do like I took one this morning, lion's mane, reishi, ashwagandha. So it's all mushrooms.
like psychedelics?
No, not psychedelics. But what most people don't realize is that all mushrooms have a psychedelic effect. And psychedelic effect can range from anywhere from mild to going on a mushroom trip, you know. So
you're going like a little trip?
No, but reishi is good for like mood and anxiety, stress. So it'll help relax. Yeah, reishi, R-E-I-S-H-I.
Where do you get it from?
I order it on Amazon. But a lot of people, you know, you can go to any holistic doctors, herbalists.
It helps for mood and anxiety.
Yep.
Yo, that's real. That's real. I've learned that, this is a little sidebar, but one of my best friends from my college came to me a few years ago and started talking about dealing with anxiety.
Yeah.
And for him, it was new. For me, it's like I understood anxiety a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, I went to school for like psychology. So, but he started talking about anxiety, and I'm starting to hear a lot of brothers talk about that.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So when you take this reishi, you feel the effects. Like you feel like
you actually
less
just
anxious. More calm?
like things that would normally overwhelm you, or you know, sometimes you get that brain fog where you just feel like, man, I don't know what to do, you know. And I've never been one to really deal with anxiety a lot. Now that I've been putting a lot of stuff on my plate business-wise, you know, I get overwhelmed sometimes. But I find that, you know, with the reishi, I'm just hitting things methodically. And then the lion's mane, you know, is a big neurological booster. It helps create new neural pathways between brain cells. So, you know, things that you may have forgotten before, you know, it really helps with memory.
Is this an indica or sativa?
I mean, in that breath, they're probably like a hybrid. If you think about that.
Reishi and lion's mane.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lance, I know that like you're into like health, and we both actually share a mentor.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of his nutrition stuff. How'd you get into that? I mean, the last time I talked to you, I asked you like, Lance, what are you really, really good at? Right? You said you're really good in that kitchen and nutrition.
Yep.
Are you a nutritionist?
I am not a nutritionist. I've studied nutrition. I mean, I'll give you the background. You know, I went to Bowie State.
You did?
Yeah, went to Bowie State.
Oh, a Bulldog.
Class of 08, you know.
All right.
BSU.
You graduated a year after I did.
So I went there for chemistry.
Okay.
Once I was leaving, so I studied chemistry. I was hell-bent on being a pharmacist because I wanted to help people. You know, it's always been my mission to help people, either be a doctor or through medicine, something like that. But once you get to learning, okay, like I'm helping people literally with drugs, it kind of turned me off to industry a little bit. The one thing that really turned me away from it was I was working at CVS, and I had this patient come in. I mean, he was one of my normal customers. You know, I knew his name, his address, I met his kids, knew his mother. You know, he came in one day, man, he was in a really bad car accident. So we gave him, he was prescribed Oxycontin.
Yeah.
That's when you could see the personality change once he started taking those. So maybe fast forward 3 months, he came in, he robbed us at gunpoint. And he did not care who I was. He didn't care who the pharmacist was. He wanted what was in that safe. And that's when I kind of knew, like, okay, maybe I'm not helping people, you know. During that same time period, I had gained a little more weight. I stopped being active. I wasn't playing football anymore. So I was like, well, let me do my normal checkup and just make sure all my numbers are good. They go in, they say, yeah, you know, you're pre-diabetic. I'm like, pre-diabetic? I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I'm 25 years old. How am I pre-diabetic? They're like, you know, in the next 5 years, we're probably going to have to put you on metformin or some type of some insulin or something because you're going to be diabetic. It was like, that's where you're headed. So I've always been a good cook. You know, my grandmother's taught me how to cook at a very young age. So, I'm the youngest of 4, and my sisters would never cook for me, so I always had to kind of figure it out myself. But with that, 2 grandmothers from the South, there's a lot of sugar, there's a lot of butter, there's a lot of fat, pork, So that's when I really dove into why am I pre-diabetic at 25? And it was the way I was eating. So I decided to change, well, not just change, but really learn what I was putting in my body and how it was affecting it. So I didn't go vegan or anything like that, but I did learn how to eat more holistically.
Yeah.
I lost 40 pounds in 40 days.
In 40 days?
Yeah, 40 days. I was able to reverse the diabetes.
How old are you now?
I'm 37.
Okay.
And my blood sugar numbers are that
So
of
you're
somebody.
no longer pre-diabetic?
Nope.
Gone?
Nope. Gone. 12 years. I haven't. And I get tested. I get my blood numbers run at least twice a year.
What did you stop eating?
Well, the first thing cut out was sugary drinks. I stopped eating pork. I stopped eating a lot of beef. So I really went mostly into seafood, some poultry. But, I got in best shape of my life then. Fast forward to 2017, I'm watching a documentary called What the Health. Blew my mind, that all these lobbyists are paying the American Heart Association, the American Cancer Society, and they're all lobbied by big agriculture.
Yeah.
So if the poultry and the beef people are paying the people that are trying to prevent you from getting heart disease, but they know that stuff causes heart disease, I mean, it just added up to me. It's like, okay, maybe I really need to look even further into how I should be eating. And that's when that night, I decided to go vegan. That lasted for maybe 2 years.
Straight?
Yeah, 2 years, 2019, the pandemic hit. I was home a lot, so I got back into cooking, and I became more of a plant-based chef and eater, so to speak. So that's where I'm at now. I still dabble, but I tell everybody, I make sure I know exactly what farm the meat's coming from. If I do, it's maybe 2 or 3 times a month.
Okay.
But
so you're not completely plant-based?
No. I'm probably 95%.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, what do you want to talk about on this podcast today, Lance? This is a stretch cast. I think you're the third or fourth guest that we brought on.
Nice.
Right, and so far we've brought on different entrepreneurs. Last week we had the last time we had someone who did art. The first one was Jesse, who owns a home care. Oh, and then we had Kabir, credit fixer. Right, and so what we're gonna do is we're just in these chairs to warm up, and this is gonna be very organic, man. I got some tools that I bought to work on you.
Okay.
Right, and the purpose of Stretchcast, man, is to really combine body work and also talk a little bit more about what you do.
All right.
All right, and so this is an opportunity for the audience to learn about you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't you tell me, what do you want to cover in this? What do you want to cover?
We could cover my entrepreneurial journey and what I'm doing today.
Gotcha.
So.
Hey there, what's going on? This is Ben, the owner of the Stretch Loft and the Stretch Loft Academy. Listen, I'm glad that you popped up on this page. Most likely you're looking to maybe learn from us, get certified through our academy, or you're looking for an online course. No matter what you're looking for, we have it all right here. All right. So the first thing I want to say is I just want to thank you for trusting us and trusting me coming on here and looking for more information. All right. Go ahead, scroll down, scroll down, read everything that's on this page. If you are seriously interested in joining our academy and becoming certified through the Stretch Loft Academy in our technique that we use in-house with our clients to help to release stored tension, energy, and stress, go ahead, scroll down here, fill out the form below. All right. Once you fill that form out, it's going to send you to a calendar, and you can book a call with either me or you can book a call with someone on my team, and we'll give you all the information that you need. All right. Thank you for coming again. Enjoy the rest of the video. All right, and put both hands up and let me see you do a squat. Get your feet wider. Okay, come back up. I want you to make sure your feet are straight. All right, no, not that wide, not that wide. Yeah, we're about to see the real thing right here. Okay, look, do it again. Do it again. Now you tighten your mid back.
Oh yeah, okay. I can tell you that right there.
Okay, all right. Do this. I don't even know if I can still do this. Boom. You touching?
Yeah.
Switch sides. A little tougher, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So over here, I got some tools. I got wood therapy tools.
Okay.
All right. So wood therapy is ancient, right? Like before all the meds and stuff like that, like people used the different elements that were in the world for healing, okay? And so I just thought it'd be pretty cool. I just got this wood set, and I'm basically about to use it on you.
Sweet.
All right? And as I'm using on you, I'm gonna ask you different questions, okay?
Right.
Now, this is pretty cool because a stretch is very stimulating.
Yeah.
Right? And so you might start to experience a release. You might start to like kind of dig a little bit deeper. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the first time I'm gonna use on you, I'm gonna use this tool, this little back situation here.
All right.
Right? And I'm gonna use this to kind of just warm you up.
Cool.
All right. How's that feel?
Feels good.
So this like stimulates the muscles, right? Kind of wakes the muscles up. Arms up. So what type of entrepreneur are you? Like, what do you do?
I'm an everything entrepreneur. So I do a little bit of everything, man. What that's kind of morphed into now is like business development. But I own a cybersecurity company. I own a wealth and wellness company where we focus on financial literacy as well as holistic literacy. I produce and own a podcast called Laughable Intelligent Discussions.
Okay. You're a podcast host too.
Yeah.
Man, how am I doing?
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
So I'm trying to think, man, because there's so much stuff I'm doing these days, man.
So cybersecurity, so you're a computer guy.
Yeah.
And then you're a podcast person,
Right.
Laughable Intelligent.
Right.
Right, and then you are, what's the third thing you said?
The Wealth and Wellness.
Wealth and Wellness, is that?
Yeah, so it's actually an initiative that I have under my consulting company. But it was the first initiative I put out, so it's pretty near and dear to my heart. So I push it pretty, almost as if it's on brand, as
Gotcha.
you can see.
Wealth and Wellness, gotcha. The next thing we're going to use this little cup situation here, right?
Okay.
And I'm just going to kind of use it. Just continue waking up the muscles and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
How's that feel?
Good. I'm also a realtor. So realtor and real estate investor.
So why you got so many things going on, man?
I have a lot of different interests, and I've never been one to kind of box myself in.
All these businesses like doing okay?
Yeah, no, they're all.
Are they all like profitable businesses?
Yeah, they're all profitable, all thriving. The podcast, we're monetized.
On YouTube?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Been in real estate for. I bought my first house at 22, so 15 years. And I mean, that was really my first flip. They really got me into investing and flipping houses. I've been a real estate agent since 2015, so 8 years.
You sell a house every year?
At least. I try to help people that come to me with unique situations, because I find myself being more of a solutions-driven type person.
You got a lot of tension back here, man.
Yeah, man.
On this side, you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
What's the hardest part about owning all these businesses? About running all these businesses?
Time management. Because
You also got 3 kids, right?
also got 3 kids.
Married.
Married.
What type of vitamins does man take?
He told
man.
you, Rishi and
Damn, that we
Lion's
Mane.
Mane.
We're gonna have to flash those across the screen.
Rishi and Lion's Mane.
Yeah, that's for the mental.
And you said all the businesses are like profitable.
Yeah.
How do you wake up and manage 3 kids, a wife, and multiple businesses?
Well, the first thing you got to do is give reverence to yourself, creator, nature. So first thing I do every morning, I take maybe 10, 15 minutes and just meditate. I try to stretch. I'm not as good as I should be with that, but from there, the kids probably wake up, get them where they need to go, spend some time with them, and then I kind of hit the ground running. My cyber business, a lot of things happen with that really early in the morning, so I kind of hit that first. And then tap into real estate. I spend a lot of the evening time working on like the wealth and wellness stuff.
How do these businesses make money? Like, I get you, yeah, get up, meditate, give thanks to God, get the kids up, yeah, run the businesses. How does that shit work? Like, I still don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't do these, I do stuff, but I don't do all that. Like, maintaining one business is enough. So what does it look like on a day-to-day business? And like, how, are they automated?
No. So, well, yes and no. Cybersecurity, I have government contracts. So I have people that work for me on some of these contracts. I have some of them where I'm actually hands-on. So I kind of dictate my day based on how my schedule looks with the government.
Gotcha.
Then wealth and wellness, I do meal prep for people. So
You cook their meals?
Yeah.
Oh, we got time to be cooking people meals.
Usually when I cook my own.
Okay.
So.
But like, you actually have a service, like I can get meal prep from you.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yep, legit. That's what Jeremy does.
You have like a website, you have like a situation.
I'm working on the website, so that's
Okay.
that's one thing that's really big is it's hard to work in your business, right?
Yeah.
Because you doesn't leave time to do other stuff. So that's where it comes hiring virtual assistants and things like that.
So do you have like people in your house that are cooking these meals, or you're cooking?
No, it's me. I'm the chef.
Do you have any employees that are around you?
No.
Okay.
I need photos.
Yeah, I need some meals too, dog.
All right.
I need photos.
I don't do mushrooms though.
Okay.
That's
fine.
Yeah, but I need.
Nah,
those.
and I mean I cook everything. So you tell me what you like to eat, and I can figure something out for you.
Yeah, we want that.
How much you charge for meal prep?
So it typically depends. Meat costs more, obviously, because of the economy and things like that.
I mean, average plate with meat.
Average plate with meat about $30.
For a plate?
Yeah.
Lance, for a plate of food?
Where are you gonna go and get a
No, I ain't got Jeremy money, dog. Like,
so that's the dinner price. Lunch price.
hold on, a plate of food,
Right,
dog?
lunch price
So
is
if I
like
need
20.
dinner 7 nights a week, dog, that's 7 times. That's $210.
But think about if you were to order dinner out 7 nights a week, how much would you pay? You probably pay $200 at one dinner.
And you have clients that get food from you all the time?
Repeat clients. Usually once they order once, they
Dog,
come
what
back.
type of, where you getting this food from? I know you say like the farm where the meat comes from and all that shit.
So I do a lot of, Eastern Market down in DC. A lot of good farmers down there.
No, he said $30 a plate.
Whole Foods.
Like most of these places be like $11 a plate.
Yeah, but what are they using?
Yeah.
You know?
I get it, cause
I mean, I don't know, Lance. What are you using? You might run out of an ingredient and run to Aldi's real quick.
Nah. No disrespect to all these, but they've never seen my face.
You know, be like, I want the containers that these foods came out of. I want to know the farmers' names. $30 a plate?
Most times you can get that, man.
I mean, I know I'm not asking the same thing when I go out. You got a lot of tension right through here.
Yeah.
Any questions on what's going on?
through this.
How do I feel the tension through
How
this?
you gonna tell him he got tension right there through wood?
Well, so the first thing I do is that I look at it, right? Like I look at it, like I can tell, like I can look at Lance's figure and I can tell that, like, you see, like right through here,
Okay.
like it's more pronounced than this side is,
Okay.
right? And then as I touch it, I start to actually feel the tension. Like, Lance, you feel this right here?
Yeah.
Smooth.
Right.
Tense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Boom. So I just go through and I dig in. These tools are really good because I could just use this. Like I got different tools to really just get in there. Right?
And those crevices.
In those crevices. Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Huh?
So that's crazy.
That's kind of
Yeah.
bro. I done seen you touch people and tell, but you not using tools and still find that's a
The
lot.
tools just make it easier on my hands, and then they have like different surfaces, so like I can really get in between and really like start to strip those muscles. This shit hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all good. I know it's supposed to hurt a little bit.
You know. But then once I strip it, it makes it easy to start to. You see that? Boom. We got one. Right? They didn't catch that one. Right? Man, we had this conversation, bro, before, but you do a lot of shit. Like,
Yeah.
like now, all right, as a business owner, right, and as a business coach, I know that someone who does a lot of different things, it makes it confusing.
Right.
Right?
It can't
Because like
confuse people.
I don't know how to utilize. Like I like you. I think you're a great guy. I want to utilize you, but I'm like I don't know. Like, and then a plate's $30. If a plate's $30,
It'd be the best $30 plate you ever had. Try to tell you.
The DoorDash bill was like $400, bro, like $300 for them 6 days you went out of there.
that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
so you
true.
You got to kind of think about it. When he said it, I was like, well, we just went through that.
Well, maybe if you're ordering 10 plates, it's like $18, right?
Yeah, I mean, the more you order, the more it comes down, right? Because I can get things in bulk.
Gotcha.
You know, I can
Gotcha.
cook things in bulk,
Yeah.
but
Take a deep breath in, and let go. So what's your focus? Like, why all these different businesses? Do you sleep?
I do. I sleep 46 hours a night.
So why do you have all these like different ventures? I know you're very creative, but like, do you get a chance to spend time with your kids, your wife?
Yeah, so my kids are homeschooled.
You know your wife's probably gonna watch this, so
Yeah.
if you lie, she probably gonna.
Nah,
comment.
she'll definitely know.
Okay. Kids are homeschooled.
Kids are homeschooled.
Who teaches them?
My wife.
Is she a teacher?
She is not. She's actually was a registered nurse. Now she's an entrepreneur.
What'd she do?
She has a business where she's a maternal coach. She teaches people health and wellness through their maternal journey.
Y'all ain't out here finessing nobody, are y'all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, she's. I
mean, cause it's I guess okay. So you say she's a maternal. She's an RN, so
Yeah.
So she knows that side.
Yeah. I mean, so she was a top nurse at Children's National.
Yeah.
Cardiac ICU nurse. She's worked at NIH as a clinical research nurse. She knows her shit. She has a kinesiology degree. She has a master's in public health. She has the bachelor's in nursing. I mean, she's legit. She knows all her information. So she's kind of taken all that.
Is that why you married her?
Yes.
Hey, you got all the right answers.
Right. You just on your back.
All right.
You just happen to just score big.
Nah, but that's beautiful, though, bro.
That's what's up. So Like when y'all got married, were y'all both entrepreneurs? Were you always an entrepreneur?
So yes, I've always been an entrepreneur, man. I used to sell candy in high school, CDs, DVDs. We grew up during that Napster time.
Yeah. Are any of your parents entrepreneurs?
No, actually, they're not.
So where'd you get your hustle from?
I think I just was tired of watching people go to work every day. And I mean, it really didn't hit me until, so I was a realtor before the pandemic, right? But it didn't hit me until the pandemic when I was home every day. I was in the hustle and bustle going to downtown DC, spending an hour and a half in traffic one way.
To go show houses?
No, to go work for the government.
Okay, so let's back up. You went to school for chemistry.
Yep.
So so let's talk about your work history and entrepreneur history.
Okay.
Since college.
So I went to school for chemistry, and that's when I decided that I didn't want to be a pharmacist anymore. With that, I didn't know what career path I wanted to take. And that's when I had taken a computer elective, and I'd gotten really cool with the teacher. And she told me, she was like, yeah, when you're tired of doing the pharmacy stuff, give me a call. So I called her, was just venting to her about what was going on. She was like, well.
She was a professor at Bowie?
Yes, she was. But she was also doubling as a professor at PG Community College.
Gotcha.
So I gave her a call, was venting. And she said, well, and this was 2008. She was like, well, we have this new program coming up at PG, and it's information security. I was like, what is that? She was like, the next big thing is information security. She was like, you're gonna have, she was like, with all this computer stuff going on, the securing it is going to be the next hot thing. So she was like, I want to invite you to be a part of our inaugural class. I was like, okay. So 2-year program at PG Community College.
This is post-bachelor's?
Yes.
After you got your bachelor, okay.
So I went back, basically damn near started over, but I didn't have to do any general electives or anything. I was able to kind of go back, just do the core courses, got the associates in information security, went to Maryland, got the bachelor's in information assurance, kept going, got the master's in cybersecurity, kept going again and got my MBA. So during this whole time, I'm working for the federal government. I started as a student intern, then I became a federal employee. 2000.
That's kind of interesting because you're like a believer in education, but also a serial entrepreneur.
Right.
Does that kind of confuse you sometimes?
No, it did at first until I got my MBA.
Explain.
I realized that my path had taken me, even though I'd done all this education to get, a job in my field, which I was blessed to be able to do. I realized that the MBA was really the icing on the cake that ignited my entrepreneurial fire and pushed me into that realm of being my own boss.
Gotcha.
Once I quit the government in 2015, went to the private sector, and the woman that hired me had done a similar thing. She worked for the government for 8 years. She quit, opened her own company. Mm-hmm. Her company now is wildly successful. And just watching her hustle and her grind and how she was
I gotta interject. This church is feeling really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're.
I'm just rambling, right?
You're rambling, but also I could definitely tell you're like relaxing.
Yeah.
You're relaxing. So okay, so I want to know like any adversity, like it's people like to know, because your story sounds very like, I've been coasting, all the doors that I knocked on opened up. Mm-hmm. It's been easy, you know what I mean? And that's okay, but I just wonder, like, did you have like any like adversity or obstacles along the way?
Yeah, every step of the way, man.
Yeah?
Every step, from the day I came onto this earth. So I was,
What type of childhood obstacles did you face?
I was born in the Southeast, Greater Southeast Washington Hospital Center, which unfortunately isn't there anymore for our community. But when I was born, I was stillbirth. I was gone. So they had to resuscitate me. I had an umbilical cord wrapped around my neck 12 times.
He was active.
Yeah, they brought me back. And, so I was my mom's miracle baby. But with that, my parents were just newly in a relationship. They've been together maybe 18 months. They both had just gotten divorced. So my mom had 3 children. My dad had a son. My dad had been stationed in Germany, so his son and wife were over there still. Couple years into that, my brother passed.
Your dad's son?
Yeah. And that literally changed the person he was.
Your dad?
Yeah. So
I'm going to ask a question that everyone's thinking. Is one of your parents white?
No.
Both your parents are black?
Yep. I mean, both of their parents are black.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. I'm sure you've had that question before.
Every day.
Okay.
Every day. No, both my parents from Washington, D.C. My father's from Northeast.
So what is what's it like, the Duke curls? Like, how'd you?
Well, my mom's super light skinned. She looks white. And her parents were both light skinned.
Okay.
So
And you're okay. So they were both married, divorced, had children, met up, had you.
Yeah.
You're the connector.
Correct.
Like me.
Like him. Gotcha. And now, where do you fall in line with these? Well, you're the last kid.
Yeah, I was the last kid for everybody.
Did all of y'all live in one house?
My sisters and I did, yeah. My brother was in Germany until he died.
So you didn't know your brother?
No.
So you grew up in a house with sisters?
Yep.
Keep going.
Yep. So that really changed just the complexion of
Like the household.
Yep. My father, he fell into alcoholism, which, not gonna give too much, but especially if he's watching, because we've rekindled our relationship, gotten everything cool and everything. But we've talked about, the.
I could tell this is like.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But
you want to stretch and breathe through it real quick?
Yeah, we do.
All right. Yeah, take a deep breath in. And breathe out. When you breathe in, make sure you breathe in through your nose. Take a deep breath in. Let's go. Take a nice deep breath in. And let's go. Good. Again. Let the foot go. 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 Take a deep breath in. And let's go. Whoa. Yes, sir. There we go. Deep breath in. Yep. Deep breath in. Let's go. Yep. Deep breath in. And release. Whew. So this is like a stretch release.
Yeah.
Because it's stretching a muscle, but emotions and memories get stored in the muscle.
Right.
So it's very normal to start to open up emotionally.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. As your body starts to release.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So the purpose is not to make people get very emotional, but I think that as we're trying to craft what this thing is, this whole stretch cast, release cast, what we want to get the stories.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, the story you was telling before was like, yeah, it was cool, it was good, but I want to know what's up.
Yeah. Well, we about to get into it.
All right, let's go this one, Brooklyn, we get into it. Take a deep breath in, and let's go. Yes. Again, breathe in. Let's go. Yes. Breathe in. Let's go. Yep. Oh, yeah. Again, breathe in. Let's go.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
So that Achilles was reconstructed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's got some stuff to it.
Yeah.
All right. So, you were, hold on, I'm gonna use this. So what do you think about these wood tools so far?
Nah, wood tools are like that. I need those.
Need them, right?
Yeah. Those things are amazing.
It just, Swift, like your wife probably love this. Yep, this is like stimulation. Just let the leg go, let the leg go, let the leg go. Yep. Let it go. So this helps to just break down like any tissue, right? Break down that tissue, get some blood flow down there.
Ooh, that motherfucker.
And then but after when you do that, you go back and stretch it. It's like a whole new feel.
Right. Wow.
All right. So you lost your brother. He's in Germany.
Yep.
That greatly impacts your dad.
Changed everything.
Changed everything.
Yep.
How old are you?
I'm 2 years old.
Okay.
So I don't remember, obviously I don't remember how he was before then, but I remember how he was then. So, like I said, he fell into alcoholism, became abusive, not towards my mother or, he never touched my sisters or anything, but me. So that, I think, and, I've gone to therapy for this, it caused me to kind of just be an inward person. Like I didn't really express much. I was always the easy kid, easy going, but it was really because I was just afraid. Growing into that, once I hit puberty is when, I started to get, let's call it confrontational. And he and I's relationship came to a point of like, I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
You now got
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
you turned against them.
Yeah. And what I figured out was my defense mechanism. I just avoided him, So we didn't really speak during my high school years. He didn't come to really any.
Did they separate?
Years. No, they were together.
So you're in the house. You're just.
Yeah, I'm just moving how I needed to move. He worked a lot at that time. He wasn't working for a long time, but he got a job at that point. And I mean, he would leave at 6 a.m., come back at like 11. So it was easier for me to move, but.
How's your relationship with your sisters?
My relationship? Oh, we're tight. Like, we're super tight.
I mean, even like when you're younger, like.
Yeah, I mean, they were going through their own things. Cause my sisters are much older than me, so they're 13, 10, and 7 years older than me.
And you're, oh.
Yeah. So
grown women.
I'm 3. One of them 16. So
Gotcha.
And she was going through her stuff. She wound up leaving the house at 16. My other sister, she was taking the car at 15. Like, it was what kids do,
Yeah.
Well, at least back then. But we were tight. I mean, they always looked after their little brother as much as they could. But
he had to avoid because that son was what he bought in.
Right.
Gotcha. Are your parents still married?
So they've never been married. They're still quote unquote together, but they've never been married.
They're together.
It's a go.
Together.
Yeah, man. I think them realizing that my dad had kind of just checked out and talking about my sisters, made them harder on me because they knew that, we're growing up in the 90s, right? 80s, late 80s, early 90s. You want to make sure somebody's going to be a man. And the only way you do that, you're tough on them. So
you have to learn how to fend for yourself.
Yeah.
Because your dad wasn't there to show you.
Right. So, they
when
gave...
you said he became abusive towards you, you were 3.
Yeah.
Was it like hitting you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So...
did you know you were getting abused?
No. I thought it was normal behavior.
When did you know that this was abuse?
Probably when I was about 10 years old.
Was it like excessive? Was it discipline, or were you like getting your ass beat?
No, I was getting my ass beat. But it was
because of alcoholism.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was a combination of things. Alcoholism, the way he was raised, he was raised in the 50s. So, that's just how that was the parenting style back then. Corporal punishment was how you discipline a child. But I can vividly remember not doing anything, just sitting there minding my own business and, shit happening. So
how do you think that impacted you as you got older and how do you think that impacted you?
For a long time, I just didn't want kids.
That explains the...
Yeah, like, let's get this shit out the way.
what happened that broke that?
I found my wife.
Gotcha.
I did do the work on my end to really figure out who I was, the traumas I had been through as a child and a young man that brought me to where I was in life. And, I met somebody who I felt like got me and who I could build with. And that was probably the first person that I'd be like, I don't mind having children with this person.
How old were you when you found her?
29.
29?
Yeah.
Was it tough before that, just dating and going through life?
I'm not gonna say it was tough. I was in a really long relationship before then. We were together for almost 10 years. So, got engaged. But I had to hit a point in my life where I lost myself. I thought I had it all figured out. I had the government job. I had bought a house at 22. I had cars. I, was making decent money. But I found myself wholly unfulfilled. And, that obviously caused a huge rift in that relationship because I was lost.
Did you ever turn to alcohol?
Yeah. Yeah. Not to a super extent to where I'm like showing up to work drunk or anything, but I definitely used alcohol to cope with things. Being able to dive into holistic eating definitely helped with me pulling back on how much I drank.
Gotcha. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in, and let's go. Again. Let's go. Gotcha. So what's next for you?
Man, yeah, I'm excited for what's next, man. I've
why don't you tell us what are you up to now? Like, what do you?
I've reconnected with some guys I went to high school with. Mm-hmm. It's funny because they were my young boys, but we're all grown men now, so can't call them that. But they're working on some really, really dope stuff.
Yeah. And
they've allowed me to come in and help them to just take it to the next level, man. So we're doing a lot of dope stuff with real estate, with sports management.
Yeah.
And
like NILs and stuff like that.
Yep. NILs, athletic management for athletes from all ages.
So you guys are starting to manage athletes as well.
Yep.
Wow.
And
that's like another thing on your business portfolio.
Yeah. Yep. And we're actually working with returning citizens to give them tools
like returning incarcerated citizens.
Yeah.
Okay.
To give them tools that they need to not just reacclimate to society, but really to give them the best shot at a successful reacclimation to society.
How you guys doing all this? Like, how are you? So I heard real estate, I heard athlete management, and incarcerated citizens.
Yep.
Like returned citizens.
Yep.
How y'all making all this happen?
So, they're all separate entities, but they have so many different crossovers that we're able to kind of just blend them together at certain points in time. So,
Gotcha. You can go ahead and sit on up.
For the real estate, we're doing, we're helping people. We're teaching financial literacy.
Yeah.
We're teaching all types of how to acquire real estate, from investments, purchasing your first investment property with zero money down, learning how to obtain Section 8 housing.
How are you guys doing the teaching? Is it like
one-on-one?
Is it?
So we will have one-on-one. Right now we're doing group coaching.
Okay.
Where we're going to be setting up classes. There'll be live workshops that we'll be hosting once a week.
Gotcha.
For that. With the NIL stuff, my boy, shout out Ian, Elite Access. He's doing,
Ian, yeah.
He's been plugged in for a while. He was a Division I athlete, played at the highest level. He's coached.
He went to the league?
No, unfortunately, he did not, because he became injured. But once he came home from college, he jumped right in because he knew where he wanted to be was to focus and help the youth. So he's helped his resume of youth that he's helped is madly impressive.
Gotcha.
But with all of us have been athletes, we realize, one, as an athlete, if you really want to perform at the highest level, you have to focus solely on that. And with doing that, you're not really able to get a job or learn how to budget, or, and so then when you become a professional athlete and somebody drops $1 million, $2 million, $10 million in your bank account, you don't know what to do with it. You just know I need to spend it.
Okay. So you guys are teaching them how to basically manage money and finances and stuff like that?
Yeah. That's going to be
That's
part.
the athlete management part of it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Are these for-profit businesses or non-profit businesses?
So the Pillars of Success, shout out Lather. That's for the returned citizens. That's his nonprofit. Elite Access Management is for profit, and then the Block Shoppers, that's my boy Randy. That's for profit.
Gotcha.
But
so where do you fit into the mix? Like, how do you manage? I'm still trying to figure out how you manage all this stuff. how you making these $30?
Lots of energy, man. I've always been a good multitasker. But I told you. So what they've actually helped me to realize is that where my value lies, and I think this is why I have so many different businesses and endeavors, is my value lies is one is the think tank piece. Like big ideas, I can see everything before it happens. So I can see it, tell you how it needs to happen, and then I can get the pieces together to make it happen like that.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, but they've helped me.
You're like a visionary.
Right.
But also you can it seems like you're a visionary, but you can also make it happen.
Yeah. Yep. And that's just it's all,
because I get that from you, visionary and technician.
Right. And I've figured out that a lot of my schooling has actually helped me get to that point in life. And that's why I said the MBA really just rounded it all out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they've helped me realize that, and that's where, my consulting company is we're business development, business coaching, life coaching. And I'm able to help them take their stuff to the next level.
Gotcha.
And
what are some businesses that you've created or helped to go to the next level?
So, we could start with my wife's business. She's Kinetic Maternal Performance. She's at home right now working on some stuff, but I've been able to help her create a couple of different businesses. So it's Kinetic Maternal Performance. We've had Impact Staffing Solutions, where we've staffed healthcare with nurses. So when the pandemic hit, she was pregnant with our first child. And we figured out like, oh man, you know, you're gonna have to be working in the hospital with COVID, pregnant. Like, how's that gonna work? So, you know, I was like, you can't do it. Like, something's gonna have to happen. So I told her, I was like, quit. So she was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, quit your job. Just, you know, we'll figure it out. Yeah. So she quit. We dove headfirst into staffing. That was successful.
Y'all still have it?
Yeah. Okay. Still have a staffing company. And then
and y'all are still managing it. So she's got a few different businesses too.
Yeah.
Hey dog, what's going on, man? I gotta shadow you for like a day, man.
Hey man, you're more than welcome to, man.
I gotta see.
We'll get you on the podcast too. So.
I gotta see what's going on because I need it's just the 2-3 little things I'm doing is beating me up.
It's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of sleepless nights. Sometimes, you know, I look myself in the mirror and say, "Is it worth it? You know, should I just forget it all?" Yeah, it's definitely worth it, man. When you really sit back.
Well, then how do you scale? Then how do you scale these businesses?
Right.
With having so many different hands. Like, do you guys have employees and all that?
So we have contractors for the staffing business. She's working on.
I mean, just across all the businesses, are there employees?
There are a few, yeah.
Okay.
Not as many as we would like, but I mean, again, that takes scaling, and you know, I'm a very methodical person.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it causes me to overthink, and I get stagnated by that sometimes. If I could just be one of those people who's like, you know what, we're just gonna run it up. Like, let's hire 100 people and figure it out. But I want to make sure I don't want to have to lay anybody off. So when I hire somebody,
it's a part of the process.
It is a part of the process. It is a part of the process. So I want to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to interview you. I want you part of the team, and I want you here for the long haul.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
But scaling these up, man. I mean, real estate is really, you know, I have a few real estate investments. I've been working. My sister, one of my sisters, she owns a construction company.
Yeah.
So been partnering with her to get a couple contracts around the area, a couple of different colleges, and you know, because they need housing. You know, there are a lot of students that just, you know, the way populations have ballooned, you know, in recent times. These colleges don't have enough housing, so they're looking in the immediate neighborhoods, and they're trying to acquire, but they need a real estate agent, or they need somebody to come and rehab them and turn them into a fourplex, you know, or a four-room dorm, or whatever it is, you know, they need. So there's that we're working on for the real estate piece. The wealth and wellness, I'm really just focused on giving people. I really don't want to make that too much to where it's this super big thing, you know, because it's my baby.
Yeah.
So I'm really just focused on putting out, you know, ebooks, e-courses, things like that for that. Cybersecurity, you know, I've been in talks with multiple players to get that like way bigger than what it is right now, which, I mean, it's pretty big. I do a lot of my freedom and...
Where does a lot of your money come from?
Cybersecurity.
Gotcha.
Cybersecurity and real estate are my two main sources.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I would encourage anybody, you know, IT is huge. IT is huge.
Well, what field or what modality do you think they should start off in?
So right now, cloud security, cloud architects, everything's going to cloud.
Are you hiring?
Not currently, no.
Okay, all right, cloud, all right. Like AWS?
AWS.
That's Amazon Web Services.
Yep, Amazon Web Services. Microsoft, they have a cloud called Azure.
Yeah. Azure.
Yep, Azure.
Hey, so during the pandemic, man, you know, obviously I'm in a touch business, and I couldn't do this. Like, the governor was like, these kind of businesses got shut down.
Yeah, right.
And so my mom convinced me to get into IT.
Nice.
And that's where I started learning Amazon Web Services with the cloud and EC2 servers and stuff like that. Like, I hired a guy over in Nigeria to help me, and we would be there, and, you know, I learned that. I learned Linux. I learned a little bit of Azure. You know, I actually had like an IT resume.
Nice, man.
You know, I was gonna be like one of those Africans that, like, you know, take a little crash course and then go and, like, you know, pass a test, you know, get $150 out of that joint.
Hey, that's literally the play, right?
Look, listen, hey, to all the Africans, I'm sorry if I'm showing the beans, but that's what it is. Crash course, $150, Benz.
Yeah. You know we got the Benz plug, right?
We got the Benz plug. We got the Benz plug. So, okay. So, I'm an entrepreneur, of course. I'm a business coach. I've been an entrepreneur since college. And I try to give any kind of like coaching or advice or consulting I can. Okay. When I bring people on these. Do you have any questions for me? Do you know, any how-tos? Is there any way that I can help you with your business?
Yeah, man. I mean, one, how did you acquire this beautiful location, right? Because you're in like one of the hot spots for anything real estate related right now. So I'm curious how you went about that. As well as, I mean, you've scaled quickly, right? You've taken your YouTube channel to crazy heights in a short amount of time. Same thing with your YouTube, your Instagram. Mm-hmm. So I'd be curious to know how you're doing so well with the content and staying consistent with it.
Gotcha. So this location kind of fell in my lap. I mean, during the pandemic, I was doing house calls. I was doing mobile. Okay. And then I got tired of doing that, so I started just driving around. As I was doing mobile, I'd always be looking for spots. Right. And so I actually went to another spot in Beltsville, and I was looking at it, and I called the number, and the landlord was like, I got another spot over in Riverdale. You should come take a look at it. And so I walked in here, man, and like my spirit was just like, this is it. It didn't look like this, but I like the windows. He said it's the 5th busiest intersection, and it was during COVID. So, during COVID, prices had gone down a little bit. Mm-hmm. So there was open real estate everywhere. Yep. So I really got in at like the right time.
Nice.
As far as like building up like the social media following and the content and stuff like that, I started just really being consistent. Mm-hmm. I remember I was on a morning meetup crew, and I asked David Shands to do an audit of my social media page. He goes on there and he's like, last time you posted was 3 days ago. He's like, you got decent content, but you're not posting enough. Right. He's like, if I was you, I'd post every single day. So I started posting every single day, man. I wasn't a camera person. I wasn't like my last business, I used to hide behind the camera. Right. But I just started I knew that I wanted to get people to know me, like me, and trust me. I knew that was my angle in business. Yeah. Right. And also to be very transparent. I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I started going consistently. Started just posting consistently. And here's a trick too, right? Here's a trick is that I would post something, if it caught some fire, like if it got some likes and shares and forwards and stuff like that, I would go back and I would boost that post. But when I would boost it, with Instagram, you set a budget. Right. So instead of most people do like $5 a day, right? Mm-hmm. What I did was I'd do like $400 a day for like 5 days. And on like the second or third day, I'd cut it off. Because it's almost like an auction. Right. They're looking for the highest person who's going to spend the most money. So they're going to go after me and put my stuff out and blast my stuff out first to try to eat up my budget. But now when I cut it off on day 2 or 3,
you already got the numbers.
I already got the numbers.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
So I have a few different posts that I had put up that just caught fire, man, and that following started to just go. And I would just do it every day, dude. I would go live. This was way before I had a camera person, right? I'm talking on my cell phone. I'd go live. I'd be showing what we're doing. We'd be here dancing. I stayed in front of people's face. And it was the right timing, too, because it was a pandemic where everybody was on their phone, right? So while a lot of guys were doing courses and mentorship, I was in this joint building. Right. And then we built it up, and then Swift and I connected actually in, I think, 2021. In 21, and he got this phone that had like 256 gigs on it, and he was like, well, I can start he just started shooting kids, and I was seeing what he was doing. He was like taking them, shooting kids playing football, and getting them scholarships, and I was just seeing the work, and I was like, I need that. So we teamed up, man, and we teamed up earlier this year, about 4 or 5 months ago. And when we started our YouTube, I told him, I was like, Swift, I want to build my YouTube channel because one of my mentors, Neil, had said, if I was you, I would switch all my efforts over to YouTube. Right. YouTube is a platform that is evergreen, which means that it lasts forever. It monetizes you, right? And it places you as the authority. Right. And he's like, Instagram has started reducing the amount of people that are showing your stuff too. So we partnered up and decided to, just start filming these sessions, doing exactly what I'm already doing, right? And I think that we ran it up because you can see transformation happening inside of the session.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
You can, like,
it's
people
real.
it's real, it's hands-on, it's sort of new, right? And I did a collaboration with another practitioner, another chiropractor who had about 60,000 followers. And so we leveraged his audience also
Absolutely.
to help grow ours. And the result of that, in 100 days, we grew about 9,000 subs. We got monetized in a month, right? I think we're averaging about $1,000 a month ever since being monetized. So the key is, man, just do what you would already be doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for me, I would want to see how you're running all these businesses, right? I would think that a platform that would be good for you would be like Instagram stories.
Right.
Because you do so much. I think that, like, I want to just kind of see you throughout the day.
Right.
Follow you. And then maybe start doing long form content on some of the different things that you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do long form content on, hey, this is how I run my IT company. This is how I started it. This is how I run it. These are the problems that I get into, right? This is how I run my health and wellness initiative.
Right.
Right? This is how I got started. These are some of the guys that I work with. This is what I do. I would really build a personal brand. Because you don't do one thing. It doesn't seem like you want to be boxed to one thing.
I can't be.
So
it drives me crazy if I'm boxed in.
Yeah. So I think doing stuff like this really helps you. And I'm glad you have a podcast. I would. What's the name of the podcast?
Laughable and Intelligent Discussions.
Laughable and Intelligent.
Called Delayed Podcast.
Delayed Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Laughable and Intelligent Discuss. Okay, laid.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. I would. Yeah. I mean, I would. That's another medium, right? I heard you say you're monetized on it, so that's good. But honestly, I would say that the world needs to hear you more. Right? We talked about this.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about this.
We did the exact same conversation.
Right? Because it kind of seems scattered.
Yeah.
It seems scattered, and because it seems scattered, it's like confusing.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
it's hard to keep people's attention, right? Because I appear all over the place.
Yeah.
When in actuality, I'm kind of, I have a method to my madness, right?
I think that talking about that method would be very helpful because there are people like you who do a lot of different things, right? And then there's people like me that's like, how the hell do you do that?
Yeah.
So I would probably focus on just talking about that method, like how to do those different things, right? And maybe create that as like an audience for that. Find an avatar for that, for those people who are serial entrepreneurs. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
That's because you got to talk to somebody.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You got to talk to someone. So I'd be like, hey, I'm Lance Hawkins. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I run 7 different businesses. I have 3 kids. I have a wife. I'm always looking for new opportunities. Or if you sound like someone like me, right, then I want you to tune in because this week I'm going to be talking about my cybersecurity business and then my health and wellness initiative, my podcast. Oh, also my new athletic management company. Like the right person is going to be like, oh shit, all right.
Right.
Because you can keep their attention.
Right.
Me, you're gonna lose me. Right?
She's doing
I'm a serial entrepreneur, but it's all like in like almost one
space.
lane.
Right.
In one space. Yeah.
No, I like it, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Lance, hey man, I appreciate you being on.
Hey, thanks, man.
What do you want to like leave with? Like, what do you want people to know, man, about you? Like, what do you like? What's next? How do people tap in with you?
Well, first things first.
Just look right there.
Rock my man right here, because I feel I can do a backflip right now. What is it like, let's start there. 2, you check with me, Everything with Lance. You catch me on Instagram or the Lade Podcast, the Wealth and Wellness Initiative.
Can they catch you on YouTube?
Yeah, Laughable and Intelligent Discussions on YouTube. I'm going to put some this good stuff my man just gave me right now into work and play. What else? Just be yourself. That's the biggest thing. Takeaway I can say. Once I started really, you got to find yourself, and that includes taking the noise out. Really, a lot of people can't sit alone with themselves for an hour. No TV, no music, no phone. Do that. Once you do that, you can do that for an hour per day for a week. I guarantee you'll figure out where you want to be in life, and that's when you figure out where you want to go.
Gotcha. If they want some of those $30 plates, Lance, how can they? How do they need to tap it? Just go to Everything with Lance.
Just go to Everything with Lance.
IG.
Yep, it's on my Stand store. The links in my
It's
bio.
on your what?
It's called a Stand store.
What is that?
So a Stand store is, you know what a stand is, right? It's like a super fan. You don't know? Oh, okay. So I didn't know this either. I asked my wife. I was like, "What the hell is a stand?" So you remember the song from Eminem, "Stand," right?
Yeah.
So he was a super fan.
Yeah.
So that became the name.
Stan store. Oh,
Yeah, so it's a
Stan.
Stan.
He was like.
Yeah, Stanley. Yeah. So Stan Store is basically a linked in bio on Supercharged, and I sell multiple products in that one link in bio. So how usually you'll have to click the link in your bio.
People going there and be buying stuff.
Yeah,
You make money every day.
every day. Probably made money while I was getting this done.
How did you make money while you're getting this done? How?
Somebody might have bought a recipe book, an ebook. Somebody might have booked a consultation.
Gotcha. We should have talked about that. Making money every day, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Nah, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do another one.
That's what's up. No, I definitely think that in the world today, you do need to make money every single day, not just from like a job or anything like that, but you should. The one thing I got from the conversation is that you should have different avenues, and it looks like you also have different partners that you're working with, so you're probably getting your own profit split from there, which allows for you to like generate revenue on a daily basis. How do you manage all this money, Lance? Just one quick tip. Give us a money management tip. I think you talked about
Get an accountant.
The wealth and an accountant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's another wealth hack. Because I was doing it all by myself at first, and then I got that first tax bill. I almost threw up.
What should I ask an accountant when I first get an accountant? If I'm somebody who's like starting to make some money, what should I ask?
How do you determine what my goals are for the year? And they should give you an answer that takes about 5 to 10 minutes.
Gotcha. All right, y'all. That's our time with Lance. Lance, I appreciate you coming through
appreciate
for
it,
it. All right. Thank you, sir.